Hi everyone, it's Fiona Edgar here. This is a video about the full moon in Gemini that is happening tonight or early tomorrow morning, depending on where you are in the world. So first of all, what is a full moon? It is kind of the end of one cycle, and it is preparation for the beginning of another one. Now, this full moon coincides with a rare lunar occultation of Mars. So what that means is the moon passes in front of Mars and hides it. So Mars is extremely dominant within this full moon. And of course, it is retrograde at the moment. Now, this Mars energy is very strong. This full moon is likely to be it's going to kind of highlight some conflict that you have in your life and any type of Mars issues. So, of course, in the sign of Gemini, we have themes of communication, the intellect, and when it's combined with Mars, it can be a bit of a spicy, fiery time where all of the stuff that you've been kind of holding in or disagreeing upon, but not necessarily express it, will come out in a big a big outburst. So that is something I wanted to warn you about, is that there is the high potential for drama, arguments, and any kind of disagreements or annoyances that you may have been kind of feeling over the past few weeks as Mars has been retrograde. When Mars is retrograde, it is not less powerful. It is more powerful. The feelings that we have are more intense. However, we are more cautious about expressing it. Now, there is a bit of a kind of duplicity here with Gemini. So what you need to watch out for are kind of hidden enemies, people that pretend to be your friend and then are not your friend behind your back. Any kind of character flaws where you are not being authentic to yourself or to other people, you're going to notice those. And even though Mars is going to be hidden for a short time by the moon, something is going to be revealed over this full moon in a big way. And it is connected to communication, talking to other people. There can be some kind of gossip. There can be some kind of issue where you find out somebody has not been truthful. But that's the worst case scenario. On the plus side, it is going to give us lots of energy. You are going to be thinking about your tasks, your goals, your job, business, because this lunation is ruled by Mercury, and Mercury has just got into Capricorn. It is going to be a fantastic time to be productive. Get your ass off your chair, get it into gear. Time to start doing all of those things that you've been thinking about. It's connected to ambition. It's connected to your finances, the power that you have. Now, there has been a terrible feeling of, during this Mars retrograde, it has been a very strong ADHD energy. There's been a lack of focus. There have been a lot of small, annoying things that have gone wrong. So tech issues, irritation from other people, mail going missing, and just lots of small things. But you will master whatever problems that you have. This lunation is going to help you to master that and bring all of those ideas and plans into manifestation, because Mercury is in an earth sign. Okay, now the thing about Gemini being ruled by Mercury is the Romans saw the god Odin as being the same god as Mercury. So of course there's communication, the intellect, knowledge. This is a great moon for any kind of knowledge, starting some kind of course of study. But Mercury is a psychopomp, which means he has the ability to travel from the realm of the gods, the unseen worlds, into the physical world of the humans. So during this lunation, it is a great time for any kind of work that involves spirituality, doing your rituals, even spiritual inspired writing and communicating. Gemini is an incredibly psychic sign along with Virgo. it's always the water signs that get the credit for that. But that psychopomp archetype is very strong within Gemini people and Virgo people. So we will all have a little bit of that influence over this lunation and indeed over the next 2 weeks. But what you have to watch out for is your temper, irritation. Of course, there will be something highlighted here, quite possibly that you were not aware of before, and you will have to kind of deal with that in a logical way, but your temper will not really allow you to be fully logical. Now, it's just a regular full moon. It's not an eclipse or any of those things, but it is going to be a little bit hot. That's why I'm wearing red today, because Mars is red. And actually, if you've been going outside in the evenings and the sky is clear, you can clearly see Mars in the sky, and it looks red and ominous. Now, our ancestors would have taken that as a warning, as an omen. And we all need to kind of pay attention to that on a global sense. Jupiter is moving back into Aries. I just uploaded a video this morning, which you can watch about that. But Jupiter in Aries is when no one is holding back in terms of conflict. War is full straight on ahead. It may not happen until January. And I mean any type of war, whether that is an actual global war or it is the war upon the people, the kind of technological gulags that they kind of wanted us to live under. So just some food for thought there. So yes, it's a very mixed bag. This it's very unstable. Anything can happen because Uranus is kind of making quincunx to the sun here, and a semi-sextile to the moon. So there's a bit of an unstable, rebellious type of energy where suddenly you're faced with two paths and you decide to take the path that is lesser known to you and less of a comfort zone. Now, some people need that. They need to stop doing what you've been doing all of these years. Think about it logically. And the sun, of course, is in Sagittarius, which is about freedom, optimism, happiness, joy in your life. It is a beautiful sign. So that's where we should be headed to, not the same old thing going over again year after year, the same situation that you get yourself into. This is a great time to break free of that. And it may happen with a bit of a bang. So let's just see. So yes, overall, it is a bit of a feisty one, especially with that occultation of Mars, which really can bring something that is hidden in the underworld, and kind of you're suddenly faced with it in your physical reality. Now, that underworld may just be residing in your mind somewhere, or it can be some kind of karma that you have to work through, because Mars retrograde is a karmic time. When you reap what you sow, your past actions will always have an impact. And with Mars retrograde, you certainly can end up in hot water or conflict because of stuff that you've done before. So that's really it in a nutshell. So just be careful, and please be careful when you're driving and road rage and going out in public. They're going to be insane. So just the usual thing, probably people bumping into you, invading your space, and maybe some problems with your neighbors, depending on where it falls in your chart. Of course, you should look at your birth chart to find out exactly where this is falling. But I am going to go over all of the signs. The sun and the rising sign is the most important. The moon sign, yes, if you were born at night, because that is going to resonate more with you. But check all three if you want. Now, I am a teacher of astrology. I have 20 years experience. So I offer courses in astrology where if you don't have any knowledge, I can teach you how to read a chart. The lessons are one-on-one over Skype once a week at a time that suits you. You don't have to share me with anyone else unless you want to. If you have a friend that you would like, I can do the lessons where I can teach two people at once. So you can go to my website, fionaedgar.com, and you can email me and we can schedule that for you. It's a great skill to learn. You will use it every day for the rest of your life, even if you're not a professional astrologer. And it is a great way to know exactly what someone is like, what they're all about. And it's useful within looking at political situations in the world and really relationships and everything that you can think of. So I am booked up until next spring, so you would need to get in soon if you want me to teach you next year. So let's talk about the signs here individually and where this lunation is falling for you and what you might expect from all of this. So for Gemini people, Gemini rising, Gemini moon, it's happening in your first house. Now this has been a particularly bad Mars retrograde for you. It's causing all kinds of conflict. It's bringing up issues of deception, two-facedness, and you may be feeling more Mars-like or war-like than usual, but you haven't necessarily expressed it. So this lunation is going to kickstart that for you. You could, of course, be looking at a new life. And yes, it may involve a relationship change because the sun is transiting your 7th house. So you will also experience an energetic change within your physical body that's probably likely to be positive. So for Cancer people, this lunation is happening in your 12th house. Something that you weren't aware of is going to come to light that was going on behind the scenes. Now, it will also be a change for your physical energy levels, your sleep, and you will probably see an ending to spending a lot of time on your own after this. But the kind of deepest, darkest parts of your psyche are going to be highlighted in some way. You will have profound dreams. The 12th house is also the memory of your blood, your ancestry. So you will have some kind of ancestral memory or problem that comes up that you have to deal with. This is really enhanced by Mars retrograde. Of course, karma is passed on through our ancestry and our bloodlines. So for Leo people, this is happening in your 11th house. This is your friends, your groups, people that you choose to hang out with. There's going to be a bit of conflict there. You may end up going your own way, or you kind of, it's setting a path for you to meet people that are more in your wavelength. But with Mars there, someone is going to upset the apple cart. There could be a high degree of irritation in terms of your friends. So for Virgo people, the lunation is happening in your 10th house. Now, this is an ending connected to your career. It does not necessarily have to mean that you get fired or you leave your job. It is just simply the end of a cycle. So you could be getting more work. You could be getting different responsibilities. It is also the house of your reputation. So there could be some gossip or something going around about you that isn't really true. You will have some conflict to kind of work out there. So for Libra people, the lunation is happening in your 9th house. This has got to do with your beliefs, your religious and spiritual beliefs. It also has to do with long distance travel. So what I see here is maybe some conflict over a certain belief as Mars is involved. Maybe you've been keeping your mouth shut, as you can do, because you don't want to rock the boat, Libra. You're very logical. It is the most logical signs. You make decisions and you form your beliefs based on logic, not through your emotions. So maybe you've been mulling over something for the past few weeks and disagreeing with someone silently, but during this full moon, you're going to express those beliefs. It is also a great time to start planning travel for you, although best to wait until after Mars has gone direct in January before you proceed with those plans. For Scorpio people, Scorpio rising and moon, if you were born at night, the lunation is happening in your 8th house. The 8th house is really all about your joint intimacy, joint finances, your sex life, anything that is connected to you and another person. Usually it's your spouse or the person that you feel closest to. So there's going to be a change here connected to joint finances. Now, of course, there could have been some annoying bank issues. There could have been some problem with your ATM card. There could have been something that was really dragging out for the past few weeks. that is affecting your joint finances. But all of a sudden, over this lunation period, you're going to find a solution to that. Your sex life, you also may be feeling a bit frisky because of the nature of the 8th house. Maybe you've been going through a little bit of a dry spot, but all of a sudden that Mars starts to get moving again. So for Sagittarius, this lunation is happening in your 7th house. So of course, this has got to do with your own personal one-on-one romantic partnerships. There will be a change there. There could be some conflict. There could be some crosswords, or there could be a problem that you experienced with your partner in the past that all of a sudden raises its ugly head again, and you have to deal with it. But this is a great opportunity to put that to rest once and for all, and to move on with your relationship. But your partner may be a little bit annoying at the moment. They're getting on your nerves. You're trying to stay positive and just not say anything, but oh boy, you're going to be angry or let them have it over this lunation. So for Capricorn people, this full moon is happening in your 6th house, which is the house of your daily routines, your daily schedules, but also of health and disease and even your pets. So something that was blocked here, that was chugging along slowly, or there was some anger or irritation connected to your daily schedules, it's kind of going to blow up a little bit. But then you find a solution after that, okay? But there could have been, if you had health issues, some annoying things, a lack of energy, or maybe even an injury to one of your hands or your shoulders, you will find that maybe you get a flare-up around the time of this full moon, but then after that, it starts to get a little bit better for you. So for Aquarius people, this full moon is happening in your 5th house. This has got to do with romance, stuff that you do in your life that gives you pleasure, enjoyment. Also your children and any kind of creativity. So you will get things moving. Wherever there was a blockage, you are going to experience a kind of breakthrough here in terms of romance. Now, it could be the end of a romance because this is a full moon. It's an ending or a change. Or it could be a period where you kind of end up meeting someone. And so on. But your creative juices are really going to be flowing. Now, you could have some conflict with one of your children. Maybe they're acting up in a kind of annoying Mars retrograde way, or they're being naughty, or they've got in trouble over something which has already been an issue in the past. So for Pisces people, the full moon is happening in your 4th house. This could literally be a move, a change in your residence. It could be some kind of annoying things, maybe problems with your electricity or your internet, or some other problem within the physical home. Now, you could have already been experiencing this, and around the time of this lunation is when it starts to get fixed. But there could be some conflict in your home. Maybe your family are fighting. But the 4th house is also connected to your past, anything that involves the past. And with Mars here, you're going to have an enemy that comes up from the past, or you are going to fight about something that has already been a problem for you. But this is good because it will get it out in the open, and then you can clear the air and kind of move on with that. So for Aries people, the full moon is happening in your 3rd house. That is your house of communication, your intellect. It's also got to do with your siblings and your vehicle. So the way that you tend to move around, your car, maybe you get the train a lot. There's going to be some annoying problem with that. It's also the house of neighbors. So there could be some issue with your neighbors, some Mars issue. Maybe they're being noisy, or there's an annoying dog that's barking, or you could have a sort of semi-argument with one of your siblings about something from the past, but then it kind of gets resolved after this one way or another. But this is kind of a good energy for you, Aries. Gemini and Aries get along, and Sagittarius and Aries get along. So you have the potential here to really clear some kind of annoying blockage, especially in the way that you think and the way that you express yourself. So finally, for Taurus people, The full moon is happening in your second house. That is your house of finances, money, wealth. There's going to, maybe you had issues there, especially with Mars retrograde, problems with your finances. But of course, the sun in Sagittarius is in your 8th house, and that is your joint finances. So there could be some arguments about money over this lunation for you. There could be some annoying issue from the past that you have to resolve again, that may involve your partner, but you're going to get things going. Taurus people are very good with money. So you will get back on track again if you've been having those financial issues. So that's pretty much it. Short and sweet for this lunation, but expect fireworks, guys. But ultimately, this kind of has to happen. There's been something that you have been stewing on or mulling over in your mind that has been a serious issue, and you will find a solution one way or another during this lunation, or indeed over the next couple of weeks afterwards. So that's it, guys. Let me know how you're doing in the comments. And thanks for watching, and I will